Well, howdy now, the sun's sinking low, dust in the sky and a long road to go. Boots on the porch and a hat pulled down. Another long...
Hey everybody, welcome back. Wanted to say greetings from our new camp and show you around a little bit. We are currently on Sidewinder Road, which is just west of Yuma. You know how I like sticking around Yuma. And this is, I don't think this is BLM land. I'm not exactly sure what this is. It's definitely not LTVA. On the other side of the road, it is LTVA, long-term visitors area. But I'm not exactly sure what this is. But there's a lot of people camped here, and so I just wanted to give you a look at what this looks like and show you what happened a few days ago. We've been here, maybe 4 or 5 days already, and a few days ago we had a really big windstorm, and apparently it was the whole area. I've seen nomad reports from Quartzsite and up by Joshua Tree and all these places around here where the wind was just absolutely wicked, and I got some footage from that, and I will put that in at the end. So I just thought I'd show you what this looks like. So come with me and I'll show you what this camp looks like. And this is now you're looking west, and there's quite a few campers in here, more so than were here when I first got here. Today is a Saturday, so it might be weekend traffic. And now you're looking south. That's Route 8. And this is a pretty typical area. Looks like a very shallow wash. You can tell the shallow washes, you can tell the washes, that's where all the trees and the foliage are. And this looks to be a relatively shallow wash. It doesn't look real, it's not real steep, there's not real steep sides. And I'll take you over here and show you what this looks like. And a lot of grasses, a lot of native grasses. And this is a brittle bush, or brittle brush, not exactly sure quite what. And more trees. And the ever-present creosote bushes over here. Some more brittle brush, or brittle bush. Look at the ground. Appears there, that's a baby Palo Verde tree. Right there, just getting started. Look up this way. Now you're looking north. And those really tall looking spiky cactuses in the distance, those are Ocotillo. And when I first got here in December, they were all like really, really green. And now they're kind of a brown, but they are sporting little flowers, or they are sporting little leaves. And there is a couple of them in bloom, and I will take you up and show you those at some point. but it's a relatively flat area. Again, we're only about 10 miles west of Yuma, so this is a really convenient location. There's the van, and it's really easy to get around here. The sand dunes, let me swing you around. The sand dunes are that way, and within a couple of minutes on Route 8, you are in the middle of the sand dunes. And I had a trip. I took a little side trip into the sand dunes area, and I do have a video of that. So this is what it looks like. And this today, the wind has died down quite a bit, so it's not blowing as bad as it was. It was pretty wild the other day. I gotta say, I have been through some weather this winter. When we got here in November, the middle of November, we had quite a rainy stretch. Unusual, but it wasn't an awful lot of rain, but it was still unusual for November and December, which is one of the reasons they're expecting such a bloom. And I guess to the west of us in California, they had a couple of really downpours the last couple of days, to the point where I was watching Stephanie Miller, and she was talking about one of the delivery robots that she saw that was having a hard time making it through the rain and the water. I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, a few weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, I was at Bombay Beach, and there was a 4.1 earthquake that hit about 45 miles north of where I was, of Bombay Beach, and where I was camped. So this has definitely been a weird one for weather. We've kind of been through everything almost so far. So hopefully we don't hit the really bad stuff like the tornadoes and stuff. So we're just keeping an eye on this. We're just kind of passing the day, keeping an eye on the weather. Thought I'd give you a taste of what a windy day here is like, and what passes for a heavy wind and a dust storm almost. So this is from inside the van, and you can actually feel it shaking the van. We are at Sidewinder Road, just west of Yuma, across the border into California. We're only about 10 miles west of Yuma. It's actually probably the closest area to us. And it's an open camping area. Not quite sure what the legal status is of it, but a lot of people camp here. So I'm going to give you an idea of what it's like, and hopefully I can hang on to the door. Hang on here, guys. Whoa, baby. And you can see, you can see how the wind is pushing the door. And there's a few people out there. Now, mind you, a lot of this, what's in the air, is sand coming off of the dunes, the Imperial Dunes. And it'll give you an idea of what it must have been like living through the Dust Bowl era, because the sand is everywhere. On a day like today, you want to keep the doors of your rig closed because the sand will get everywhere. And it is blowing off the dunes. I can feel it. So let's check out another angle. Now we're looking south. It sounds like we've got a train coming through. Yep, there's a train coming through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 engines on the front. And that's looking toward Pine Knob. Must be the name of the mountain, but there's also an LTVA over there. But this is all dust. Normally on a good day you can see this quite clearly. So we're looking south toward Mexico, would be down that way on the other side of that mountain. And again, the dunes would be west of us. And they're not that far. I mean, they're probably a mile away is when they start to appear. I kind of wonder about what it must be like to be an engineer in the cab of one of those trains on days like today. Although it's not like you can, you're going to go off the road or anything. The wind is going to push you off the road. But I'm wondering if the wind would get strong enough to push trains off the tracks. But again, it's just very, very thick. The air is very thick. And again, I can imagine what it must have been like a little bit to grow up in the Dust Bowl era. It's a pretty long train with 5 engines on the front. I've seen them with as many as 6 engines on the front. I've also seen a lot of trains with 5 on the front and 2 in the middle. It's all double-decker too, looks like. Nope, they're all they're single-decker. I've seen them with long trains with double-decker. These are all single. Oh, there's a couple of doubles on there. Coming up. Maybe you'll get an idea of what it's like to breathe in this stuff. That's a long train. Up, the end is coming up. Then I'll give you another angle. I'll give you an angle looking kind of northeast a little bit. You can hear the wind. It doesn't really howl out here like it does through the trees in the northeast. There it goes. There goes the train. Like I said, I mean, it's just covered in dust in the air to see Pine Knob like that. So give me a minute and we'll go check out the northeast side. So this is looking northwest. This would be looking northwest. And you can see quite a few campers. But boy, it is just thick with that sand. There's a few new campers in here too. we'll try and monitor the weather a little bit here and see what what it's going to look like. I've seen some videos from some of the people who are camped just a little bit north of here in Quartzsite, in across the Arizona state line, and it was looking pretty rough up there in Quartzsite yesterday. So we'll see. It's these are not conditions to be able to take a shower, so I look a little rough, but we're just gonna monitor this and see what happens, because I gotta say, this isn't the first dust storm that I've been in. I was in one last year. There was one during the RTR that got pretty intense, but I think with the sand coming off of the dunes, it makes it a little bit more impressive. So we'll check back with you if there's something more to come, and see. The wind is kind of blowing from different directions, so we'll see. We're gonna see what happens here. So it's just about 1:30. We're about maybe 45 minutes after the last time that I photographed this, and it's still pretty windy out there, and Pilot Knob is slowly getting harder and harder to see. The wind is blowing. It appears to be from the west, so that's where all the dust is coming from. So we'll be back with another check here in a little bit and see how this keeps going. So we're looking west again, slightly northwest, toward the dunes, and you can hear the wind. It's just blowing. This is crazy. And then we'll swing you around north, and you can just see how filled with dirt the air is. Man, it's just something. So it's now about 2 o'clock, and you might be able to make out the dust devils that are coming. The wind is definitely coming from the west. It is too strong to try and open the door, but it's a blowing. I'm not going to attempt to open the door because she's just I don't know how to register how fast. We do have a high wind warning. I did get that, but you can feel it just pushing the van, and you might be able to make out, like I said, you might be able to make out the dust devils that are coming this way. It's pretty freaky. It's pretty freaky. Just let you listen to the wind here. Way up on that peak up there, on the top of that mound, is a church. And that area right there proclaims itself as the center of the world. I haven't looked that up, but apparently you can go to a website and check it out, so I may have to do that. But right down in front of it, I don't think the church has anything to do with it, but you can't even see the sign at this point. But there's a big sign out there that says the center of the world, so we might have to check that out. But yeah, look at the way it's going, boy. She's blowing. In a way, I'm kind of glad I'm parked the way I am, because it's not hitting the broadside of the van. I shouldn't say that because I shouldn't get too reassured here. So it's going for about 5 o'clock, and I think we'll sign off. And I'll say thank you for watching, and hope you get a kick out of this video. I appreciate you all being here, and let's see what we can get into in the next few days. So thanks, and I'll see you down the road.
Well, howdy now, the sun's sinking low, dust in the sky and a long road to go. Boots on the porch and a hat pulled down, another lone rider drifting through town. Y'all hear that wind rolling over the plain? Sounds like a memory calling my name. Ain't got much but this beat-up guitar and a heart that's been wandering too damn far. Well, I've been riding through the night so long, just me and the echo of an old sad song. Got dust on my boots and whiskey on my mind, chasing down a love I left behind. Ain't no map for a cowboy's heart, just open roads tearing it apart. But I'm still gonna ride till the morning light. Yeah, lone old cowboy, don't give up the fight. Hey, right on now. There was a girl down in Abilene town, golden hair when the sun went down. She said, boy, don't you roam too far, but a wild wind lives in a cowboy's heart. Now the prairie sings when the moon hangs high, and every damn mile makes a memory fly. Got dust on my boots and whiskey on my mind, chasing down a love I left behind. Ain't no map for a cowboy's heart, just open roads tearing it apart. But I'm still gonna ride till the morning light. Yeah, lone old cow